Today I'm going to talk about crypto week at the White House this past week. I'm going to go over the three bills that they hope to pass. I know that the Genius Act was just signed into law today, and then the other two bills are going to the Senate. And I'm also going to talk about another rumor for retirement plans. Starting off with the Genius Act, this was signed into law today, as I said just a second ago, and it is in regards to stable coins, and it essentially makes them even safer than they already are today. It requires the stable coins to be pegged to the value of the US dollar versus being pegged. Some stable coins have previously been pegged to Bitcoin. This one requires them to be pegged to the US dollar, and it also requires a full reserve of 1-to-1 US dollar or US dollar equivalent, which is like short-term bonds or other loans from the U.S. government, basically, essentially the dollar. They have to back their stablecoins 1-to-1 with that, and they have additional regulations, including audits and anti-money laundering compliance. I definitely believe this is positive for the future of cryptocurrency, especially in the U.S., and I know some of the other huge companies, financial companies in the U.S. also see this as positive, with Bank of America and JP Morgan Chase both rumored to be launching their own stablecoins. If you haven't seen, the crypto company or stablecoin company called Circle recently had an IPO, and it went up huge after they IPO'd. It's now not as crazy up, but it's still up a large amount from the IPO, and this just helps them even more. The one thing that this didn't do that could still be done in the future is it's not backing stablecoins with the FDIC, which is what most of the banks have today to insure your money up to $250,000 and prevent bank runs. It essentially guarantees that they will always have that money provided to you, or be able to get that money to you, and it's backed by the federal government. The second bill, which also passed the House, but is now headed to the Senate before it becomes law to then be signed by the President, was the Clarity Act. The essential goal of this bill is to separate the SEC from the CFTC to make sure that the CFTC is the one making the rules and regulations for cryptocurrency, and this is helpful for cryptocurrency companies to be more sure of the regulations and laws that they have to follow. The potential downsides of this one is that people believe they will be too easy on cryptocurrency and allow potential scams or sketchy stuff to happen. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but I do think it's a valid concern. However, the SEC trying to get involved in cryptocurrency and regulate it over the past 5 years, and probably longer than that, but that I know of in the past 5 years, has been harmful to all cryptocurrencies, and I think this is a step in the right direction as well. Finally, we have the Anti-CBDC Bill, which also passed the House but still needs to pass in the Senate. And what this bill does is it prevents the Federal Reserve from issuing their own central bank digital currency. And this is great to prevent the government from overreach, and it would essentially prevent the government from getting closer to how things are in China with the social credit score, and less in your business. This will hopefully keep privacy for individuals in the US. Some people that are against this bill say that it leaves us behind in the global race for central banking currencies, but I honestly don't see the negatives. I disagree with that. I think it's great to keep the government out of our money as much as possible. I mean, the Federal Reserve can already print as many bills as they would like to, and the stable coins after the Genius Law have to be backed 1-to-1 to the US dollar, so they can still impact inflation that way, and I don't think that the concerns are really valid for this particular bill. Now to look at some of the fun parts of the recent crypto week action. As you can see here on the 22nd of June, the Bitcoin price went down. I'm only looking at Bitcoin, but the price went down to about 99,000, and then in anticipation of crypto week went up to about 110,000, stayed pretty steady, 112,000, and then pretty much right before crypto week started, it went up to 118,000 and even briefly touched 123,000, marking an all-time high. Sorry, just had to move out of the way real quick there so you can actually see the chart is going up and to the right, which is exactly what we like to see. Alright, getting into the last thing that I'm going to look into today is Trump announcing that he would like to sign an executive order that allows 401k plans to tap into the crypto market. And currently, retirement funds is a $9 trillion industry. As you see right here, $9 trillion market. And this could allow you to, in your 401k, invest in Bitcoin and other stocks. I personally think this is a great move, a great decision. Some people will say that this can make retirement accounts more volatile, but if you really care about your retirement, you're probably going ahead and picking your funds already and choosing them. So if you're really concerned about it, you could simply choose to not invest in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency with your 401k. I personally really like this because one of the big things I think separates the Roth IRA versus a 401k is that you have a lot more freedom in your Roth IRA to choose individual stocks versus a 401k. You're kind of restricted in what you can choose. It has to be a certain fund, and I just like the freedom more. Why should we be restricted in what we're investing in for our retirements? I think it just makes sense, and it's something I'll personally probably be looking at using as the order is signed. Got to show one more chart as well. The Ethereum market has gone up 41% over the past month, largely due to a lot of these bills, which I think is good news for cryptocurrency as a whole. Bitcoin and Ethereum are both going up. Essentially, the whole market is going up due to these new laws being set in place. And I think it's really positive sign for the future of cryptocurrencies and their impact on the world that the US is now becoming a big supporter and trying to lay down the law on how they would like crypto to operate in the US. And I think it's a welcome change in regards to the government's take on cryptocurrency after they've previously been trying to outlaw it, and it seemed like before they weren't really supportive of the cryptocurrency market as a whole, while some of the big companies like BlackRock and Fidelity were really trying to push them, and they have teams in place, and now they can go and actually push their products out to allow more people to invest in this emerging and exciting market. Also wanted to just show one more coin, the Uber driver's favorite coin. XRP is up 60% in the past month, and that's largely due to this big push in supporting cryptocurrency from the government. That's all I have for today. Please tell me any thoughts you have about the crypto week bills in the comments below, and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. If you really enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel. I have a couple of videos showing you how you can earn money from supporting me. I do a $50 giveaway each month. All you have to do is fill out a short Google form telling me your favorite investment. And I also have a video that shows you how using 5 different apps you can earn $225 in referrals.